What up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome and having a nice day and that you haven't slipped into a sewer full of shit. I mean, that would suck. The only thing I can compare that to is getting my mighty ruler Kazuya demoted. I mean, if I had to choose like demoted Kazuya or sewer full of shit, I would sit and contemplate that for hours, I think. But I do hope you're all doing awesome. A lot of people have written to me, could you please talk a bit about Soulcalibur VI? We've had a teaser trailer, we've had some gameplay footage. This footage you're watching right now, Mitsurugi versus Sofitia, I watched the teaser trailer, I wasn't that impressed. Yeah, I'm sorry. And then I watched 30 seconds of this gameplay, and then I turned off the video and turned off YouTube and went to take a dump. Not in disappointment, but more of this meh feeling. Like, I'm going to talk more about why I feel this way. But I do want to go back to those of you who follow me now. Maybe you just got into Tekken and you gave me perhaps a sub. This lucky guy a subscription like a month ago or 6 months ago. Perhaps you didn't see what Tekken 7 looked like when it was in its early stages, when it was in location test, Tekken 7 Vanilla, the original version. And the graphics were not there, to say the least. It looked quite fucking bad. And the characters have awesome new costumes in the final retail version, but in the vanilla version everyone looked like their old selves, like the costumes we've seen for 10 years. So shit graphics, we saw rage arts, but most of them looked like crap, had crap animations, and there wasn't a lot of new stuff there, you know. It just didn't look very dynamic and cool. It just looked like the same Tekken again, and the graphics were not there. Everyone wanted like next-gen graphics, but it looked like shit.
Cannot afford to lose.
So eventually, of course, it turned into an amazing product, and that's kind of the feeling I get watching this gameplay here from Soulcalibur VI. It looks good. I wouldn't say it looks amazing. But the thing is that Tekken, you know, Tekken 5 looked awesome. Then Tekken 6 looked like shit. Tag 2 looked like shit. And then suddenly Tekken 7 looked amazing. So everyone was like, thank God, finally a Tekken game that looks good. But the thing is with Soulcalibur is that it's always looked really, really good. And this is so weird because Bandai Namco, of course, is the developer of both games. But they have different teams, but still, like, I could never really figure out why Soulcalibur looked so amazingly good. I mean, compare Soulcalibur 5 to Tekken 6. I mean, Tekken 6 looks like crap in comparison. So this is where I'm like, graphically, it doesn't impress me because previous Soulcalibur titles have held such a high standard that this, to me, I mean, it looks good, but it's like I expected more. If I would compare this to Soulcalibur 5, I mean, Soulcalibur 5 is almost more impressive considering the hardware it's running on. And then, when it comes to the gameplay, I'm like, well, it looks like Soulcalibur. I guess it's the feeling most people got when we saw Tekken. Oh, it looks like Tekken. Or maybe when you saw Mortal Kombat 10 coming from Mortal Kombat 9. Oh, it looks like Mortal Kombat. And Tekken 7 could amaze us, you know, with rage arts and rage drives. Because that really broke the formula of Tekken. It was like completely new to the franchise. Yeah, I mean, talk about spicing things up. But here in Soulcalibur, I mean, they introduced... Is it Critical Edge it's called? The Super in Soulcalibur? I think so. That was introduced in what? Soulcalibur 4, I think, already? And in Soulcalibur 5, you had that EX bar. That seems to make its return into this game. But, I mean, I'm not that into Soulcalibur. I think it's kind of clunky compared to Tekken. But I guess that's something that comes with the territory. It's supposed to be weapon-based combat. And you wouldn't want big guys, you know, like Siegfried or whatever, move at Tekken speed, you know, flailing around those huge swords. So that clunkiness adds that sense of realism and weight to the weapons that I guess we all enjoy, but in the end, to me, it's a bit clunky, and this gameplay here looks like it looks like Soulcalibur 5 to me, I guess. Of course, fun to see Mitsurugi, but they don't seem to have taken a huge leap story-wise. I mean, they seem to be the same age. Mitsurugi even looks younger to me. So I don't know what we're doing story-wise, so perhaps I shouldn't talk about that. But gameplay-wise, I guess this is something new, that whole sequence there. I don't know. They're probably going to introduce a lot of new stuff, and this is of course an early build, so I mean, I'm judging this the way I judged Tekken 7 Vanilla when I saw that for the first time, and I was like, well, this doesn't look good at all. I'm very disappointed. And when I look at this, I just do not see the difference between this and Soulcalibur V. But it's kind of cool to see a new Soulcalibur game. I mean, Soulcalibur V was out many years ago, and for the longest time we didn't hear anything about Soulcalibur, and I actually thought the series was dead. But now they reveal that we're going to get a new one, and it's not hard to speculate in the way of Bandai Namco with the success of Tekken 7, like 3 million copies sold. I'm sure they feel like, well, with the same revamped Soulcalibur, we might have another potential fighting game hit on our hands. And the success of Tekken 7 does say that there is room for a couple of fighting games today, because Injustice, as you all know, did really well too. Yeah, I guess it's a good time frame. It's a good timing, perhaps, to get another Soulcalibur out there. But I just hope something more happens with it, because where Tekken 7 suddenly had the gimmick of awesome graphics, which we hadn't seen in a Tekken game since Tekken 5, frankly. They had the technical gimmick, that's the graphics aspect, and then they had the rage arts and the rage drives and the power crush, which really, spiced up the old Tekken formula. I mean, talk about a big gamble that paid off. They did a huge thing with it. And of course, the story mode was quite elaborate and awesome. I'm sure we're going to do something like that for Soulcalibur as well. But I just feel like the graphics and the introduction of the dynamic elements of Rage Art and Rage Drive did so fucking much for Tekken 7 that I don't know if Soulcalibur is going to be able to match that, considering we've always had the awesome graphics and we've had super moves in Soulcalibur, but the game still hasn't been, the series hasn't been carried. It hasn't carried very well. So those are my opinions on Soulcalibur. Yeah, I guess that's it from the limited information we have right now. Hope you enjoyed that, and take care, dude.